Jeremy S. Cook here, and once again I have a first world problem. I can't seem to get my phone to plug in, and when I finally do get it plugged in, it's facing away from me. This is inconvenient if anyone actually does call. I could just get a longer cord, but really what I need is some sort of cradle that I could put it in, kind of like this. Of course I could shop online for a cradle for my phone, but I really didn't. Instead, I designed and built one myself out of wood. That's always easier, right? I chose to make this in 3 layers, which you can see laid out here in draft site. The yellow represents the middle piece of wood, and the red and white layers sandwich the micro USB connector inside. Finally, the phone plugs into the top for a secure and convenient storage cradle. Wood was provided by the pallet that the router itself came on. I'm sure I'm not the first person to recycle and maintain packaging like this. You can see it here automatically cutting the needed shapes. It could also be done with a manual tool, such as a bandsaw, if that's what you have to work with. I'll put a link to the DXF drawing files in the description if you want to use the design. After quite a bit of filing, I inserted the cable into my phone, then hot glued the connection in place. One thing I didn't realize is that the plug actually needs to be slightly higher than level here to allow for a good connection. I ended up removing the connector and regluing it with a small spacer between the phone's base and cradle. Be sure to do that if you decide to replicate this project. After the hot glue cooled, I used wood glue to attach the outer layers of wood to the inner portion, clamping everything together while it dried. Though I never seemed to have enough clamps, 2 did the job nicely here. At this point, you have a functional device. As you can see here, the phone fits correctly, and since style counts when you're making YouTube videos, I decided to use starch sand in it, as well as a urethane coating. Before staining, I sanded the cradle assembly and applied more hot glue to make sure the connector stayed in place. And there's the stain. I was pleasantly surprised at how dark it actually turned out. Once applied, I hung it up to dry on my camera stand / drying fixture. This probably isn't good for the cable, but it didn't seem to affect anything. A coat of urethane then finished the build off, and after some drying, it was ready to charge. As seen here, it works quite well and has been extremely useful. If you decide to make your own or have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up or even subscribe. Thanks for watching. Hello, Jeremy Cook Consulting. What? President Ronnie's been kidnapped by ninjas? Yes, I am bad enough to help you with that. I'll be right there.